Hi, Taehyung lovers. Welcome back to the most phenomenal and fastest channel in the world. Fast as ARMY's love for Kim Taehyung, which is sincere, unconditional, and never wavers. Stop scrolling. Seriously, because this video is not ordinary content. What you are about to watch is a fragment of a moment that has heated up the K-pop world again, set global media in motion, and suddenly filled ARMY around the world with question marks. In this video, we will discuss why just one step by Kim Taehyung can send the public into an uproar, why his small smile is able to trigger thousands of comments, and why the name Kim Taehyung has once again become the center of global conversation, not because of cheap sensationalism, but because of real influence acknowledged by media and global data. We will also break down the core of the story that has made ARMY unable to stay calm, the clues that have long been considered trivial, and the reason why this December is being called the most decisive moment for Kim Taehyung and BTS. So make sure you watch until the end, because if you skip, you will miss the most important part. And before we continue, don't forget, like the video, write your opinion in the comments section, subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss the most influential news in the world about the #1 man in the world with the most handsome face in the world, scientifically acknowledged, ideal eye patterns, a symmetrical nose, and a prince-like jawline. Let's start now. Don't go anywhere. December 2025, and the world reacted instantly when Kim Taehyung took a step. Not because of music, not because of a speech, nor because he was the main spotlight of a celebrity wedding. The world was shaken by one simple yet electrifying moment. Kim Taehyung leaving the wedding ceremony of Kim Woo-bin and Shin with a small flower in his hand, a calm smile on his face, an aura that once again took the breath away of anyone who saw him. Under the December 2025 night lights, Kim Taehyung's steps were not just steps toward home. They were a global trigger. Cameras turned on, media moved, and ARMY around the world immediately asked, "What did we just witness?" Not as cheap gossip, but as a symbol of how a single movement by Kim Taehyung can spark an emotional storm across the K-pop world. Kim Taehyung leaves the wedding ceremony of Kim Woo-bin and Shin. The flower in his hand is very cute, but it was precisely from that cuteness that the bigger story began. Let's be honest, why did this moment make some people angry, others touched, and the rest unable to stop commenting? Because this is not just about a wedding. This is about the psychology of a public magnet named Kim Taehyung. Kim Taehyung always appears friendly when leaving events, his hand holding a flower, his posture relaxed, and a small smile emerging when the media asks questions. There is no excessive security, no cold attitude, no drama. And that is precisely where the problem lies for critics. Why does he always seem fine? Why does he never lose his charm, even in the simplest moments? The K-media question clearly captured, "Where are you going to take the flower?" was answered not with words, but with a walking smile. And the public knows. Taehyung's smile often speaks louder than 1,000 clarifications. At this point, curiosity turned into a mass emotional explosion. ARMY immediately flooded the comment sections. Korean media highlighted not only his presence, but the way he left. Mass psychology worked relentlessly. When someone is loved too consistently, there will always be parties who feel disturbed. Why Taehyung again? Why not focus on the bride and groom? Why does that small flower become news? This is Kim Taehyung's greatest irony even, when he is not trying to steal attention. The world's attention chases him instead. Global search data for December 2025 showed a surge in keywords related to Kim Taehyung wedding appearance, outperforming many other K-pop agendas on the same day. This fact is not opinion, but mirror reality. Kim Taehyung is a global magnet for BTS and the entire K-pop ecosystem. That explosion of curiosity did not stop. It found new fuel on Weverse. A few days after the wedding, Kim Taehyung went live with other BTS members. What happened next was almost absurd yet real. Kim Taehyung's name became the most repeatedly mentioned in the comment section over and over, massive and emotional. ARMY asked about the flower, about that smile, about where he went after leaving the event. This phenomenon revealed a truth that is hard to deny. Among the 7 BTS members, Taehyung has the strongest psychological pull on global public curiosity. He does not need debate. The public is the one constantly casting the line toward him. And this is where some people feel pleased because his dominance feels contained, centered on one name, Kim Taehyung. Now let's talk about timing, because time is on his side. Kim Taehyung's birthday will soon arrive on December 30th, 2025, and many pop culture analysts are calling it the most phenomenal birthday in the history of an individual K-pop idol. Why? Because Taehyung's influence has not only endured, it has increased post-military service and amid industry changes. Global searches related to BTS birthday project have been soaring since late November, showing a pattern consistent with major global events. This is not empty euphoria. This is a cross-national social phenomenon measurable through search data, social media interactions, and international coverage. The world is preparing. An army is holding its breath. The evidence is real and undeniable. Several major fan projects have been confirmed for V's birthday celebration, including the installation of giant screens and a massive doll at Uedo Honggang Park starting on December 27, 2025. These are not small projects. They require permits, large funds, and coordination across global communities. This phenomenon triggers 2 extreme reactions: admiration and jealousy. Admiration because the scale of love is extraordinary. Jealousy because, once again, Kim Taehyung's standard is too high to compete with. And behind all of this, one fact still stands. There is no other idol capable of mobilizing global emotion and action this fast and this big for a single birthday date. Then, while the world was still busy talking about that small flower, Taehyung dropped a soft bomb. He said that he might share some hints around January or February 2026. A simple sentence, a plain tone, but the effect? A global explosion of speculation. Is this solo project, music, visuals, or something completely unexpected? This is Kim Taehyung's uniqueness. His innocence feels tempting, not manufactured, and that is exactly what makes ARMY even more attached. Among the 7 BTS members, many industry observers agree. Psychologically and culturally, Taehyung is currently the most influential figure in the eyes of the global public. He does not need to attack. He does not need to respond. He simply exists, and the world reacts. And this is the part that truly makes some people uncomfortable. Amid the rise of new artists trying to gain attention by throwing shade at BTS, reality speaks otherwise. BTS still stands firmly at the top, and Kim Taehyung is one of its strongest pillars. December 2025 confirms one bitter yet honest truth for haters. The king of K-pop does not fall just because of time or mockery. He evolves. He grows stronger. And he smiles while walking away with a small flower in his hand. Now it's your turn. Do you think this moment is just a coincidence, or proof that Kim Taehyung's influence has gone beyond music? Taehyung lovers, if you are still here at this very second, it means you are not an ordinary viewer. You are part of those who truly understand who Kim Taehyung is and how big his influence is on the world. And remember one thing, what we just discussed is not the end of the story. This is just the opening door. Ahead, there will be moments, signals, and movements that will make the world turn its gaze once again to one name, Kim Taehyung. And as always, the Taehyung Lovers channel will be at the forefront, the fastest and the most honest in discussing it. Before you go, write your opinion in the comments, because one thing is certain. This story is not finished, and the world is waiting for Kim Taehyung's next move. We want to know what you feel, what you suspect, and what you think will happen next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the bell, because when that big moment happens, you won't hear it from anywhere else first. See you in the next video. Stay here, stay with us, because Taehyung Lovers is not just a channel. This is a home for the most sincere love for Kim Taehyung.